Some players just have an aura about them, have an air of invincibility and leadership that transcends their sport. They make those around them play better. They always seem to be in the right place at the right time. Unfortunately for some teams, they always seem to be on the other side of the pitch. For over 10 years, one man was the heart of a Porto team that won everything there was to win. He lifted the UEFA Cup in 2003, the Champions League in 2004 and 6 Primeira Liga titles. A true one-club man who spent the majority of his career at the Estádio do Dragão. So who was this player? Why is he so important to Porto? And how did his sudden death affect the club? Stay tuned as we uncover the story of Jorge Costa, aka Big Yellow. Born on October 2, 1972, Costa started his career at hometown club Penafiel. He made 117 appearances for them between 1990 and 1993, helping them reach the second division. His performances attracted the attention of top club Sporting CP, but it was fierce rivals Porto who secured his signature. However, instead of slotting straight into the first team, Costa found himself on the bench, or stands, as he wasn't always in the manager's plans. Needing first-team football, he joined on loan for the 95-96 season. But after making 31 appearances, he returned to Porto, determined to make the number 2 shirt his own. He managed to impress the new manager, Fernando Santos, and became an undisputed starter. And then in the 2001 season, something magical happened. Porto went unbeaten in the league, winning their first title in 18 years. The following year, they defended their crown and reached the semi-finals of the Champions League for the first time in their history. But they were knocked out by eventual winners AC Milan. Now fast forward to May 2003, Porto had made it to the final of the UEFA Cup, now known as the Europa League, where they faced Scottish side Celtic. After drawing 1-1 in the first leg at Parkhead, the decider took place at the Estádio do Dragão. At the scores level at 1-1 in extra time, it all came down to penalties. With the scores tied at 3-3 after both teams' first 4 penalties, Costa stepped up to take Porto's 5th penalty. He sent the goalkeeper the wrong way with a low drive into the bottom left corner. And when Celtic missed their next penalty, Porto were crowned champions of Europe for the first time since 1987. You could see how much it meant to Costa. It was actually booked twice during the game. He ran towards the corner flag and slid on his knees in celebration. And then he raced towards the north stand to celebrate with the Porto fans. What a moment! But if you thought that was impressive, wait until we tell you what he achieved the following year. In the 2004-05 Champions League group stage, Porto were drawn against Spanish giants FC Barcelona. Many expected Porto to finish third in the group behind Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain. But they won all of their matches, scoring 11 goals and conceding none. And one of those victories was a 2-0 win at the Camp Nou, which hadn't been achieved by an opposing team since 1986. Porto topped their group, setting up a last 16 tie against Manchester United. Over 2 legs, Porto won 3-2 on aggregate, before overcoming defending champions AC Milan 7-6 on penalties in the quarterfinals. The last 4 pitted them against Deportivo de La Coruña, who they beat 1-0 on aggregate, so it was down to the wire once again as they made it to the final, where they were up against AS Monaco. Porto took the lead in the 39th minute through Deco, only for Monaco to equalize 9 minutes later. The deadlock was broken in the 78th minute when surprise substitute Carlos, who only played 19 minutes of the entire tournament, poked home from close range. That sent the Porto fans into raptures. But would they hold on? Well, deep into stoppage time, Costas was brought down just outside the box. As he got up, the referee pointed to the spot. It was a penalty. Up stepped Deco, who sent the goalkeeper the wrong way to make it 3-1, and that's how it stayed. Porto were champions of Europe for the second time. Porto's players ran onto the pitch to celebrate with the 5,000 traveling fans, and afterwards, they lifted the trophy together. The celebrations went on long into the night, and rightly so. These players had done the impossible. No Portuguese team had ever won the European Cup or Champions League, so to achieve that feat twice in 3 years was simply beyond belief. On an individual note, Costa was named in the UEFA Team of the Year for 2004, and it's easy to see why. Now, if you've watched our video on the greatest no-nonsense defenders, then you know how tough it is to pick a favorite. But Costa might just be mine. He was strong, brave, and aggressive in the tackle. He always gave 100%, and he was also a leader. That's why he was given the nickname Bicho, which translates as the Beast. He was like a bull terrier. Just when you thought he was going to give up the fight, he would produce a tackle, block, or interception out of nowhere. He was a real warrior and someone who never accepted defeat. And not only was he good on the pitch, he was also a good person off it, always willing to help others. He was a true role model. He continued to be a key player for Porto until 2008, helping them win 3 more Primeira Liga titles. He then joined Nacional for the 2008-09 campaign before returning to his first club, Penafiel. He eventually retired in 2013 after suffering from various injuries throughout his career. He made 328 appearances for Porto, scoring 19 goals. He was a true one-club man. Now, when he hung up his boots, he went into management, helping former club Braga gain promotion back to the Primeira Liga in 2011. He then managed Olhanense, leading them to the Liga de Honra title and promotion to the Primeira Liga in 2013. He then had spells at Paços de Ferreira and Nacional before taking charge of Romanian side CFR Cluj in 2016. He helped them win the Cup, the Romanian Cup in 2018 before guiding them to the Liga, a title the following year. He then left by mutual consent in March 2019, only to return a month later after the club's president and manager were banned for alleged match fixing. In his second spell in charge, he helped CFR Cluj retain their title in the 2019-20 season. Then, in 2021, he led them to their 8th Romanian Cup title. On July 15, 2022, he signed a 2-year deal with FC Porto, Jorge, whom he had previously worked with at CFR Cluj, and just when it seemed like his managerial career was going from strength to strength, tragedy struck. On August 8, 2025, shortly after arriving at the stadium for work, Costa collapsed due to a heart attack and passed away at the age of 53. Just days earlier, he had signed a contract extension that would keep him at the club until June 2027. After his passing, minutes applause was held in his honor at the 2025-26 UEFA Champions League group stage draw. Will be remembered as one of the greatest players and managers in the history of Romanian football, and he will always be a Porto legend. He helped them establish themselves as one of the most feared teams in Europe. He was part of one of the greatest Porto teams of all time, and he inspired a generation of young Porto players. So the question we have for you is, could Porto ever recover from losing such a great leader? We think not. What are your thoughts? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more top quality football videos.